Today I'm going to be breaking down this brand new strategy you can use all the way down here at Townhall 7 to 3-star any base. So Townhall 7 is probably one of the easiest town halls, honestly. You just spam dragons and it's an easy triple every time. However, I decided to try something new. This is something I've actually been using a lot on my Townhall 8 account, and that is a thrower charge. So you're basically going to use your thrower from your clan castle, which of course you will need to get donated, like a kind of long range queen or grand warden. They're going to be sniping off air defenses, and then you're going to spam those dragons in. So let's jump in and we'll break it down. So for all of these replays today, I did go for a Legends mode. That means it's going to be just a little bit more difficult because we know how easy Townhall 7 can be. So this attack is honestly really strong for things like clan wars, trophy pushing, etc, etc. So let's jump in and we'll break this down. The first thing we're going to be doing is identifying where the air sweeper is pointing. So for us on this particular base, it's pointing up towards the top section. You'll see it's down there at that south section, so we're trying to get this thrower coming in from this top right hand side. Its job here is to take out the 2 air defenses that are over on this right hand side. That means we can then spam our dragons in from the opposite side and in towards that 3rd air defense. So here are the 2 air defenses we're going for. You'll see the sweeper over there on that left hand side with the other air defense. And this thrower's job, you guys can see, nice and simple. We also had some goblins in our clan castle, so one thing to be careful for, you need to be a little bit delayed on your healers. You don't want to deploy them straight away. Let those goblins go down. Once they have gone down, then deploy those healers down on the thrower. There's honestly nothing really to worry about in this particular strategy. Clan castle troops is really going to be your only potential problem. But even with that, we are going to come up against the furnace here, which is probably the strongest of any CC troop you could come up against. It's going to be absolutely no problem. We just chuck a rage spell down, it's going to power through this thrower, and we're still, even with those fire mites coming out of the furnaces, we're spamming on through and we're crushing those air defenses. Of course, at the start I did point out that we were taking down builder huts with our archers. We only bring a couple of archers in here. But of course, any corner huts, take them down just so you don't end up with a time fail. But as soon as your thrower has lured out the clan castle troops and taken down or is about to take down those remaining air defenses, you can go ahead and spam in your dragons towards the last air defense. Now, this is what I'm talking about. We're going opposite side here from that sweeper. We definitely do not want to go into the sweeper, so we're deploying them down from this left hand side. Now, if you have spare rage spells left over from your thrower walk, then we are going to be using them down here on our dragons. Ideally here, looking to get onto that air defense as quickly as possible. You may need to use 1 or 2 dragons to create a bit of a funnel, but as soon as that 3rd air defense has gone down, you can pretty much sit back and relax. If you have any spare rage spells like we still do at this point, go ahead and chuck them down on your thrower. It basically means he can one-shot any buildings. Your king, he's just basically going to be used for cleanup here, and it's easy pickings for the rest of the base. That thrower can tidy up anything through in the center, and the dragons will tidy up the rest. But you guys can see, this just makes it a little bit funner. I got honestly pretty bored with Townhall 7 just doing the same attacks over and over. You basically got hogs or you've got dragons. That's kind of your only option. But bringing in this kind of thrower charge at least spices things up a little bit. So moving through into the second example, we have more of a trophy style base, and let's break down exactly what we do here. So we deploy down our clan castle troops. Typically you want to deploy them down close to elixir or gold collectors, so those goblins at least get some sort of value. Once a defense locks onto your thrower and it starts taking damage, just go ahead, get those healers in. All 4 of them are going to be going down there on your thrower. Let it do its thing. Again, we're approaching this pretty much the exact same way. We could have gone left or right hand side, didn't really matter, but we were looking here to try and grab those clan castle troops, so of course I decided to go with that left hand side. Again, checking for any of those corner builder huts. They potentially could end up causing us a bit of grief with a time fail. But honestly, you have 3 minutes and there's hardly any buildings really here at Townhall 7 to take down the thrower, because he can either 1-shot with a rage spell or 2-shot without. any building, you're pretty safe. King's going to come in here just to help with a bit of funneling. That's honestly his only job. Make sure you don't deploy him down too close to those healers. We do not want those healers to transfer away from the thrower. We want to make sure they are staying there on the thrower itself. Here comes that furnace, of course, which in some particular attacks, even in dragon attacks, if you're just going all rage spells, they can be a potential issue. But because here the thrower is just going to soak up all the damage and actually is going to end up taking down the furnace itself, we're not going to have a problem at all. So my deployment here, my dragons, wasn't particularly great. I should have had slightly more coming down here towards this bottom right hand side. We want to push them through onto the air defense like I said, but unfortunately we end up with kind of 4 dragons at that top section, 2 down here on that right hand side, which means they get taken down pretty quickly. But we do have that remaining rage spell. We're going to go ahead and deploy it down here, try to sneak our 2 balloons all the way through here onto that air defense. That's going to help us pick that off and guarantee that 3-star in the bag. Now honestly, do we need dragons in this particular attack? Probably not. So the thrower charge could honestly completely take down the entire base if we had enough time. The only real use here for the dragons on the back end is just going to be taking down that remaining air defense and cleaning up the remaining buildings. Check for any corner huts, of course, but sometimes you might have a sneaky corner Tesla just like we did here. But no problem for us, we get it taken down and another 3-star on the board. And for that third and final replay, we have a really honestly difficult base. So this was a base that I actually faced a long time ago in a Townhall 7 tournament, and it caused me a lot of issues. It kind of forces you to come in from this right hand side with the way the base is all the way over on the left hand side of the map. Of course you could approach it from that other side, but we want to make sure we're taking down the 2 air defenses furthest away from where the sweeper is pointing, if that makes sense. So we choose these 2 that I'm pointing out right there. Clan Castle is obviously kind of opposite side here, so that's something we do need to be a little bit careful about, but it's not the end of the world. We're still approaching it the exact same way. Here comes our thrower, helping take down a few of those defenses. We do have 4 wall breakers in this particular attack. It's going to take you 1 raged up wall breaker or 2 regular wall breakers to get through a wall section, so keep that in mind. You definitely need to open up at least 1 wall section with your wall breakers, if not 2. But here's the furnace again, not a problem because we're just going to rage up our thrower, help him get through and make sure he is doing his job. That thrower is actually tanking here for multiple defenses over on that right hand side, which means we can just go ahead, get our king in there. He's going to do a bit of chip damage and actually create that funnel all the way around that right hand side. So when we do deploy our dragons down, they hopefully should push in towards that remaining air defense. But there goes the second one, which means we have 1 air defense, 1 sweeper and a couple of other defenses left to take down. The thrower charge is so unbelievably powerful. You guys can see the good thing about Townhall 7 as well is there's not that many trash buildings, so funneling the thrower in is not that difficult. But here we go, dragons are now going to be coming in all the way from that top right hand side, kind of hoping to push them down and in towards this air defense. We do have the king's ability still to go in as well, but like I said, the king honestly here, you hardly even need him. He is exceptionally powerful. Now you might have just caught the thrower down here on that bottom section. Because of the level of spring traps you can only get at Townhall 7, it's not leveled up enough to spring the thrower off the map, which is perfect because I believe you kind of get up to Townhall 10 and then the spring trap can actually start being a lot more effective because it can spring the thrower away, and that basically stops your thrower charge or thrower walk, however you want to call it, like we have going on right here. That is why it's super strong. Townhall 7, Townhall 8, even kind of towards up Townhall 9, but Townhall 9 you typically just do a queen charge itself. But another corner Tesla to finish off here and another 3-star on the board. So if you're a Townhall 7 player and you want to try something new, this is a strategy I've been having a lot of fun with. And it's actually really strong at taking down Townhall 8s as well. I've had lots of success with it, so keep an eye out for a potential future video where I'll showcase this in action against Townhall 8s. But thank you for watching, hopefully you guys did enjoy it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.